Hey everyone, it had been a really long time since I did my first quote-unquote drum set tour video. So since I've got my brand new man cave, converted my garage into a room out here, I thought I'd take you through the current setups that I'm using. I've got two main ones that I'm using right now, and then of course the electronic ones for practice purposes. But yeah, I'll just take you through it here. This is the big set that I've used for probably about the last 10 years. Hasn't changed very much since last time, but I did add another 12-inch. This is a Janista Premier tom. Got a really good deal on it, and I needed some hardware off of it, but actually it turned out in better shape than I thought it was going to be based on the price and the listing. So I got a pretty good deal on this. So I don't use it very much, but it's kind of a nice addition. Also, I added a little 6x10 pearl popcorn snare. It's maple. It's got a nice little crack to it. And then as for my snare, it's a Pearl Morgan Rose signature. I believe it's 5x14, maybe 5.5. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but I've really enjoyed that. It's a steel shell, I believe. I guess I should know more about what I'm talking about here. I should do my research. But I've still got the 10, 12, 13 rack toms, and then the 16 and 18-inch floor toms, and and the 22-inch kick. And it's still the same basic drums there. Premier XPK, got the basic 5-piece in 1999, added the 10 and the 18-inch toms in 2001. It's not the best kit out there, but I mean it sounded really good in the studio and live. So I don't have any complaints. As for my cymbals, changed a little bit since my last video. This is the same 14-inch dart crash that I used to have over here, but getting a little bit ahead of myself there. The 14-inch dart crash, 14-inch studio crash. This is a 21-inch, I think they call it a universal ride now. It's the Ed Shaughnessy signature ride. Use it as an auxiliary left-handed ride. I used to have a Neil Peart 20-inch Paragon China here, and it just got trashed. So this is just a 20-inch AAX China. And then my splashes, 12-inch HHX, 10-inch AAX, same as last time. 19-inch AA Explosion. I got two 18-inch AA Explosion crashes up here in front. And then a 20-inch AA Explosion crash over here. I think that's new since the last time. Got an 18-inch AAX China. Obviously it's cracked. I need to replace that. Still sounds okay, miraculously. My hi-hats, I've still got my 14-inch rock hats over here as my primary ones. And then I got a DW remote hi-hat stand here probably about 2 years ago, and I moved my 13-inch Fusion hats that I used to have over here in this space right here. I moved those over to the right-hand side. My ride over here is a hand-hammered 22-inch power bell, and I absolutely love this thing. I've used it for the last 12 years, and I just can't say enough good things about it. I mean, it's got a nice wash. I mean, if you like to crash on your ride, it's not the best for that, but I prefer that pingy ride sound to a wash. And the bell is just, I mean, it rings for years. I mean, for better or for worse, if you like that or not. But I just absolutely love this ride. These over here, two of my oldest cymbals that are just cracked. The bottom here is a 16-inch B8 crash. The top is a 14-inch Pro Mini Chinese, and I've got them piggybacked, and sometimes I set them really tight, other times I'll set it really loose, and it's just kind of a white noise effect that I've I've liked to employ. Not very often, but it served me well. As for heads, on the snare, I've got a power center reverse dot on the batter, and then on the snare side, I think I've got a 300 hazy. That's what I really like to use in the past. But yeah, I'm sure that's what I've got on the bottom there. As for all the toms, I've got the clear EC2s on the top. It's kind of the older ones. It's the silver colored ring. I think in fact, I know they switched to a darker black color or gunmetal color for the newer ones. But these heads I've had on there for about probably 4 or 5 years now, and it's not like I'm constantly playing on them, but they've really treated me well. Comparative to the Remo pinstripe, that's what I've kind of liked as far as Remo, and I was really happy when Evans came out with this type of head. As for the resonance on all the toms, they're resonance. They're the resonant head. On the kick, I've got the EMAD on the batter, and then an EQ3 on the front. I've got a couple percussion things here. As a foot pedal, I usually use a Mambo cowbell, but that got dented, so I'm using my Rock Classic Ridge Rider cowbell down there for right now until I can replace the Mambo cowbell. And the cowbell here is just a Rock Ridge Rider. I've really enjoyed that cowbell. My rack is a Pearl Icon. My throne is Rock and Sock. My double kick pedal is a DW 9000. Hi-hat stand is an old DW 5000. And for the cowbell, I've got it mounted on actually the lead side of my first double pedal DW 5000. Just don't have an extra single pedal laying around, so I decided to use that. Then over here, I've got just your standard V-drum set. I don't know the specifics about this. I'm not a tech guy, but I've recorded demos on this. I've practiced on it. It's just treated me really well for the last, how long have I had it? 11 years now. So I've got a pork pie thrown on that. And my second double pedal there, I only have a single pedal set up on it right now, but that's a 5000 DW series. Then over here is my secondary setup. It's the Ludwig Corey Miller signature set, and it's got his tattoo flash art on it, which is just absolutely gorgeous against the Marine Pearl wrap. I mean, I was blown away by how beautiful this finish is, and I've gotten nothing but good comments about it. And the kick is a square 22 by 22. It's so beefy. I absolutely love the sound. A lot of oomph. That is a technical term. Toms, 12 and 16. And then I've got my Pearl free-floating 6.5 by 14-inch maple snare that I've been using with this kit. It's fit in really well. The heads, I've got the same clear EC2s. And this is what I was talking about with the different pinstripe on it. They updated it in recent years. For the kick, I've got a G mod on this for the batter, and then the resonant is an E mod, which I really enjoyed that combination. I've only recently switched to it. Actually, within the last couple weeks, I had a country gig I was drumming for, and made that switch. And I used to have the solid front Ludwig head on it, and I just prefer one with a hole. And the sound is incredible. I've already talked about that, so I won't yammer on. I've got another Rock Ridge Rider cowbell here. More 14-inch rock hats here, an old set. Got a small crack in it, but still sounds pretty good. Got a 17-inch AA Explosion crash here. Over here, for right now, I've got an old 19-inch AA Explosion crash that's cracked, but I intend to replace it with an 18. AA Explosion Crash. And here I've got a 20-inch AAX metal crash that I'm using as a ride, and it actually works a lot better than I thought it would. I was very surprised at how versatile it acted as a ride. Both the hi-hat stand and the single bass pedal over here is the 9000 DW series. The stands over here, I've got Sonar stands, just middle ground, nothing too fancy. I mean, there's no memory locks or anything on them, but they're rock solid, double braced. Really nice stands. I got a great deal on them through American Musical, which is also where I got the drum set itself. Check them out. They don't have a fantastic selection, but their prices are great and they ship to you right away. I mean, I love those guys. And then I've got another rock and sock throne over here, this time the bike style seat. So that's basically what I've been using these days. Hope you enjoy this. Let me know if you have any questions. I think I remembered everything this time. Except I still use Vader 2B with a nylon tip. Still like the way it sounds on cymbals. So I think that's everything. So hope you enjoyed this and found it somewhat interesting. So have a good time drumming. That was lame.